Hey guys, it's Elise. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new, and today we're going to be doing my monthly wrap-up. But if you've been on my channel for a while, you'd know I do quarterly wrap-ups because honestly I don't read that much in a month, except for September, but that's besides the point. This is my wrap-up for July, August and September, so let's just get into it. In total I read 10 books, 5 of which I read in September and the rest I read over every other month. First of all, we have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This book feels like I read it so long ago. Like, I know it was like 3 months ago, but like, oh my god, this feels like I read this so long ago. But I gave this 5 stars. I enjoyed every second of it. You basically follow Violet, who has trained her entire life to be a scribe, and when she reaches the age where you actually have to go into a different quadrant, what is it? Yeah, like, it's kind of like Divergent, how it's got like different quadrants, sections of different people, and she's trained to be in one of them, which is the scribe quadrant, which is like the knowledge smart quadrant, and her mum is the leader or something of the writers quadrant, which is basically like the most dangerous quadrant. And so she has to go into it because her mum's like, there's no child of mine that will ever not be in the writers quadrant. So she does that, and you basically follow her journey of being in the writers quadrant when she hasn't, like, she's had like maybe 6 months total to train for this quadrant. And I gave this 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I'm so excited for the second book. I think it comes out this month or next month. It either comes out October, November, I'm pretty sure, but I'm so excited. Next I read City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This one I gave 4 stars. Honestly I found it a bit slower than the other 2. This one took me about a month, and honestly I had all the time in the world to read this book, so I don't know why it took me this long. But yeah, I just think it was slow. I don't think I enjoyed the plot as much. This one's set in the Shadowhunters' home country most of the time, which is why it's called City of Glass, because the country's known as the City of Glass, or the city that the main thing is set in. Yeah, I can't really say much about this without spoiling the rest of the books, and I feel like everyone kind of knows the main premise of the Mortal Instruments series. This is book 3, so I'm currently halfway through, and I think you can technically stop at book 3 if you want to, but there's the other 3 as well, which I'm going to read, and one of them is on my TBR for this month, so we'll see. And I read As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the last book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I gave this one, this is not even the next book I read. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? I gave this one 4 stars. It's the final book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. It basically has 2 plots kind of in it. That's why it's such a thick one. Like, it's one main plot, but it's kind of split into 2 sections, 2 main prominent sections. So. Anyway, I heard someone like walk in the hallway and that scared me. Honestly, I felt like it dragged out a bit. They could have shortened it a lot, but overall the series is a 5 star, so I would recommend this entire series, so definitely go read it. Then we read Carrie Said It Was Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave this one 5 stars, and this one follows Carrie, obviously, and basically she's retired from tennis and someone's about to beat her record, so she comes out of retirement to re-establish her record. I think someone's leaving my house. So follows Carrie as she's trying to regain her record and prove to everyone that she is the best tennis player in the world, I believe. Anyways, I can't remember. Well, like, I remember it. I remember I gave it 5 stars. I remember enjoying it. I maybe would bump it down now to maybe a 4 star because I haven't really thought about it since the end of the book. But this kind of brought me out of a reading slump that I could feel myself getting into, because all the other books took me so long to read because I was just like not in the mood for reading. But this one brought me out of it. So we had that for me. And now there's a bunch of birds. Awesome. Then I started and read the first 2 books in the Inheritance Games series. So the Inheritance Games and Hawthorne Legacy, read these straight after each other. Hawthorne Legacy was my first book of September, so you know, awesome. I gave these both 5 stars, and the series follows Avery, who inherits this old guy's entire fortune and has to live in his house with his entire family for a year to inherit all of the money and properties and everything. So it's a bit awkward, but she's trying to figure out why this old guy left her all this money. So yeah, I love these 2 books so much. I'm currently reading The Final Gambit. I've actually been buddy reading kind of the series with my friend Faith, so it's taken me a while to get through it, but I literally am obsessed with this series so far. Next we have Five Survive by Holly Jackson. This one I gave 3 stars. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I felt like it was kind of slow, but maybe it just wasn't something I personally wanted to read at that point in time. I don't know, but it wasn't my favourite of her books. But this one follows a group of 6 students, children, not teenagers, not children, and they're going on this trip in an RV. They get lost, get stuck somewhere, and there is a sniper trying to shoot them out to reveal the secret that one of the characters is hiding. And a lot of secrets are spilled, a lot of drama ensues, and just a lot of stuff is revealed in this book. I could see what was going, like where the plot was going, but also I just was kind of bored the whole time. Yeah, I felt like I'm more of a person that loves different sceneries, and obviously you didn't get much different sceneries because they're trapped in an RV, so I think that's why I didn't like it. But yeah, it's not a bad book, would recommend to read it, but it just wasn't my personal favourite out of her books. So, you know. Then we read the final book in the Knockabout series, which is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is Sloane and Lucian's story. I gave this one 3 stars. It wasn't my favourite. The last 2 I gave 5 stars. Both of them got 5 stars. I feel like this one was just too long, and it was more so focused on the friends and family more so than it was focused on the love interests, you know, like the main couple. It wasn't really focused on them. It was more of like an extended epilogue kind of for the other 2 characters, and I feel like we deserved more for Lucian and Sloane. I wasn't this like as hyped up as everyone else for this book, but I did kind of have higher standards because I did enjoy the last 2. I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait till Sloane and Lucian's story. Like, I love the series, but I wasn't as hyped up as everyone else, but I was also still fairly disappointed. Next book I read was Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. This is the last book in the Twisted series, and this is Stella and Christian's story. This one I gave 4 stars. It is, I think, my second favourite out of all of them, but I like this more for the friendship side. I don't think we've seen the entire friend group together really since the first book, and this one they were in so many scenes and I loved it. I did also really like the romance, but I feel like I loved this book more because of the friendships, and I've never actually liked a book because of the friendships. I've normally liked them because of the romance, and the friendships are like an adding factor, whereas I liked this one because of the friendships and the romance was an adding factor. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Anyway, this is also going to be in a reading vlog coming up where I read 100 pages a day. I'm currently filming that right now. And then the final book I read was Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is also in that same video that I just mentioned. I just finished this yesterday. I gave it 4 stars. This one follows Summer and Rhett. Rhett is a bull rider and Summer is like in the agency that Rhett's a part of. Like she's kind of his agent, but she has to babysit him technically because he's kind of gone off the rails a little bit. He's losing sponsors, so Summer's there to kind of rein him back in and make sure he doesn't lose any more that he already has. I enjoyed it. I feel like I can really relate to Summer. Like, we've got similar personalities, I feel like, personally, so I really enjoyed it. I felt like there was obviously some slower parts, which is why I didn't give 5 stars, but I enjoyed the entire thing that I actually bought the second book before I even finished this. But yeah, I enjoyed this book so much and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. Those were all the books I read in July to September. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys all in my next one. Bye.